Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 23 of the January daily draws. Let's see what message we get today, and I'll be taking the first card from the Linestrider Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. So let's use our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. Justice. We have the Justice card. So to me, this is about being fair, being objective. And I think the objectivity is what's coming across to me more strongly to do with this card today. Sometimes I think of the justness and the fairness in our dealings with people, the integrity that comes into it, making sure that we're not biased in our thinking, and that we do it fairly and honestly, honest scales, that kind of thing, in our dealings with people and situations. And that does come into objectivity, because we have to be objective in order to do that, not to be swayed by our personal feelings or prejudices or dislikes, and let that not siding with what we would naturally favor, but looking objectively at the facts of the situation and doing it fairly in that way. So that does include the objectivity, and it's the objectivity that I think is the main message here. There may be things that we need to decide, we need to come to a decision about, which we need to take our personal biases. I'm not saying that the bias is right or wrong. We all have biases to some degree, because we're all different individuals with different life experiences, different backgrounds, that will, and living in different types of cultures and societies, that will instill upon us, even without meaning to, certain biases to do with our upbringing and the things we've learned, things we've encountered along the way. We do pick up these biases, and I'm not making no judgments about that. That's not the issue here, except that we may need to be aware that we may have them, and that we don't let them overriding these important decisions. This may be a situation where we could easily come down a certain way in that decision-making process because of the way we feel about certain things, the way that we think, the way our certain views on issues. We may come down a certain way, but it may not be the right way for this situation, this moment that we're facing. So we need to perhaps be a little bit more objective, to stand back a bit, take our ego out, take our emotions out a bit, look at it, look at the facts. What do we know for sure? What is the truth of the matter? This sword here that's upright here. What's the truth of the situation? We may not know every truth, but what truth do we know? What facts do we know that are not disputable, that are not just a matter of opinion or the way we feel about it? What do we actually know? And because it's the facts that we have to sort of inform us about what the situation is truly like. Now, if we don't have all the information and all the facts, we may not get a full picture, and the picture that we get might not be the fullest picture of the situation. So we may make the odd mistake when doing this, even if we do it objectively. It's not 100% mistake proof. It's not error proof, this process. But we can do the best that we can. And if we use the facts that we do know, that gives us a starting point. And maybe we can unearth some new facts. Maybe we need to look into it more. Maybe we need to ask more questions. Maybe we need to look up some more information. Maybe, we can discover some more facts that give us that clearer picture, the clearest picture that we can make. And when they're asking other people how they see the situation, taking ourselves out of it a bit, but being careful with that, because, of course, when they are giving their viewpoint, it's their opinion. And we have to be careful that they just stick to what they know to be true and not what they feel to be true, because they can be just as opinionated and biased as we can. So when we're asking others for an objective, I'll ask somebody that's not really tied into the situation, that's removed enough. That's good in the sense that if they've got no skin in the fight, if they've got no sense, it doesn't really matter to them, who comes out on top in the situation or something. They've got no vested interest. They're more likely just to be more interested in what actually happened and what took place and what's the facts of the situation. But even they can bring their own viewpoints and biases to their question. So we need to be discerning in what we take on. And what I'm saying is that it's not that we can't make a mistake, because there's always room for error, even in the best case scenario. But if we make the best decision we can on the information that we've got and the information we've been able to unearth, looking into it objectively and weighing it up that way, the decision and the conclusion and the action that we take in response to that conclusion will be the best that we can possibly do in the situation. So, in summary, what we're doing is, if we're facing a certain situation, there's something going on, we don't know, we may need to make sure we've got the facts and we've got the facts right, not just hearsay on what some people think is the facts, but we need to know, what do we actually know for sure? And if we're very limited in what we do know for sure, then maybe we need to pause before making a decision or a judgment on the situation until we do know more. Let's not make that. That's the other thing here as well. Don't make hasty judgments or decisions about something. Make sure we've got enough information we need to make a fair appraisal of it and take the right action, make the right response to it. So it's that objectivity, that fairness, making sure that we know what we know for sure, and acting appropriately. So that's what I feel the message of the Justice card is for us today. Okay, very quickly, we'll see which Oracle card we get with that. Moonlight. Now that's good, because it's like the moon card in the tarot, the moonlight. The light is enough to see a little bit, but we don't see it. There's still an element of darkness. There's still things that aren't clear. So maybe what this is saying is, make sure that don't just go by what the little bit that you see now. Maybe there's more to uncover in order to make an objective, fair decision or assessment of the situation. Maybe there's still some things you don't know, which may influence the objective decision. That if you make a decision too quickly and then you find out this information later and you regret the decision you made, because, well, if I'd have known this at the time, I'd have made a completely different response to it. So maybe we need to be slow, a little bit slower, make sure that we do understand and see what we need to see. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 24. Till then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.